Hi there, and welcome to a short-ish kind of commentary from Democracy Theater. I am Rich Scott, your host, or something like that. Is that what I'm supposed to say? Anyway, so Kyle Kulinski is continuing with his jihadist kind of attack on people that I think that you would want to be allies with if you believe that America is going in a uh, terrible direction. This is again his attack on Andrew Schulz, um, and it is a very disingenuous attack, if I must say so myself. And I want to play a bit of this. It's going to be a bit. I may or may not interject, but I want to play up until the clip that he shows, that he chooses to show from the podcast Trigonometry, that has Andrew Schulz on, who is out there promoting his new or newish Netflix in this media speed, newish, old, ancient stand-up special. That was actually very good. Anyway, let me first share the screen the right way. There we go. There he is. Look at that handsome dude.
I think we need a total and complete shutdown of Rogan sphere comedians until we can figure out what the hell is going on. I really think that because, man, there was a great video. I forget the name of the video. There was this great video that came out recently that was basically about how a comedy is like a hellscape now, and it's largely because of Joe Rogan and all of his friends. It's become like this right wing Trump cucked movement where it's more about like, did I offend you? Did I offend you? Did I offend you?
I mean, to be fair, you have a very, very, very limited spectrum of comedians. And I also don't think it's fair to paint all of them like that. But yeah, it's not untrue.
Look at the woke college kids with pink hair, bro. Look at them, bro. Like that's the whole fucking thing is that, right? And it like at some point it's like yawn. We get it. Like we see what you're doing here. But so one of Rogan's friends is Andrew Schulz. Now he's part of so Andrew Schulz had Trump on when he ran for president. Tim Dillon had JD Vance on. And of course Rogan had Trump, JD Vance, Elon Musk, literally a new oligarch, robber baron, billionaire prick every other week where they would come on and lie to Rogan's audience and he would jack them off.
I mean, we can. I mean, it's not untrue, but also, I would have fucking. Who would not want to have anyone, JD Vance or Trump, on your podcast, or Elon Musk, or any one of the billionaires that he has had on? Again, it is not the problem with Joe Rogan or is not who he has on. It's who he does not have on, and his lack of knowledge on some issues. That's it.
So Andrew Schulz is still on this arc. Look, the thing you need to know about these people, right, is they are wave riders. They are wave riders. They are narrative humpers.
So anyway, just so we're clear, Andrew Schulz is one like Gillis and a couple of other people are some of the few comedians who do not need Joe Rogan. Andrew Schulz came out of nowhere during the pandemic because he made these short, fun, hilarious freaking videos. And then and he was already taking off. He's been doing a podcast for over a decade, I believe, called Brilliant Idiots with Charlemagne the God. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but right. So he didn't need Rogan. So remember this.
They like to think of themselves as like, bro, we're just iconoclastic truth tellers, bro. That's what we're doing. No, you're fucking not. No, you're not. You're looking around. Hey, what's popular online? What's hot online? Okay, let me ride that wave. And so during Trumpism, yeah, there was a lot.
I mean, comedians comment on culture, right?
Energy online for Trump. And they're like, okay, fuck it. Like, let's go all in with that. And you could tell he's still, like, Schultz in particular still feels like, yeah, that's what's cool, right, bro? Like, it's that era.
He just did an entire special about his weak ass sperm that couldn't get his wife pregnant. So what the fuck? He's riding a wave? But anyway, like I should shut up because it's really important that you understand like the picture that he's painting of him and then the clip that he uses, which I just don't get.
Right, bro? Like, we all pretend like Trump is fucking awesome and does everything right? And like, and so he's on this podcast, the trigonometry. I can't with those guys, bro. They're like peak. That's how you know the market was saturated with these sorts of podcasts. You know, the ones that have conversations about having conversations all day long. Like,
I mean, I should have brought up their page here, right? But they're not having conversations about conversations. They have politicians on, they have scientists on, they have doctors on, they have trendsetters on, they have transsexuals on, they have anti-trans people on. They have all kinds of fucking interesting conversations. What are you talking about? That's how we consume knowledge today. And you know this. You know this. You do know this.
Trigonometry, really? That's what you're... And it's the same thing. So, bro, I'm above the fray. Like, I'm a little bit right wing, I'm a little bit left wing, but man, the wokesters have gone too far and the far left is crazy, bro. And actually, Trump makes some good points, bro. Is that whole comedy sphere? So they're still doing this. They're still doing this. Even after, Trump gets in there, fucking destroys everything, threatens to invade Greenland, threatens to invade Panama, threatens to invade Canada, says I'm going to steal Gaza, we're going to own Gaza, we're going to finish the genocide and the ethnic cleansing and build some fucking casinos, shipping people off to a slave labor gulag concentration camp without due process, doing a trade war which is tanking the global economy, tanking the stock market, leading to massive rises, leading to a massive rise in prices that's certainly on the way. The dollar is plummeting in value. Like, it's been a little over 100 days. He's destroying everything, right? Look at fucking Elon Musk destroying Social Security, defunding the anti-scam police.
Okay, so this is this bullshit that we got to stop around Trump, right? So you may agree or disagree, and I 100% disagree with the strategy that they have. But the strategy is to tank the dollar so that the debt is being refinanced, can be refinanced at a better rate. It's not going to work, but that's the strategy. So instead of just saying that they're crazy people, show people how they're wrong. You're the educated man. You're the one with the fucking tie and suit. Fucking tell people instead of this shit. Anyway, it's not about that.
Funding pediatric cancer research, cutting Meals on Wheels for old people who are hungry, like, destroyed everything. These guys are still doing their bullshit. It's the same shit every day. It's, free speech. Bro, we can't even talk anymore. Like, people need to have conversations about conversations, bro. And I'm so sick. I'm so tired, bro. I'm so tired. Really? You motherfuckers got nothing else to say? You got nothing else to say? I guess the answer is, yeah, they don't. So here he is. Everybody's mocking this clip to the high heavens because this, in 38 seconds, he sort of sums up his political philosophy. And man, it just says everything about these Rogan Sphere comics. Watch this.
The sides switched so much. You know, when I was younger, like, Democrats were cool. They were getting their dick sucked in the office. They were like, right? They were like supportive of like hip hop music. They said, do whatever you want. Like, we don't want to be in your bedroom. They were cool with gay people. Like, it was cool to be a Democrat. Now, conservatives got 3 baby mamas. The president got 3 baby mamas. He's getting pussy left and right. Right? He's cool. He's the one saying, say whatever the fuck you want. So now conservatives have become Democrats. So I don't think I've changed. I just like the dudes that get pussy and say whatever they want. So it's you want me to be a Democrat again? Get some pussy. Tell me to say whatever I want. I'm there.
The irony of him saying,
right. So now he goes on a whole tirade on how Trump is against free speech and all that other good shit, right? But guess what? It's not like our friends, the liberals, are not, right? And it hasn't been an issue on the left for a long time. And there's a reason we say that. Who is that? Oh my God, that's George Carlin. Is he part of the Rogan sphere too?
People think they have a right to not have their feelings hurt.
I know.
They actually think that's a given right that the forefathers wrote in that said your feelings, they can't be hurt.
Right.
And that is, you could say whatever you want as far as hurting someone's feeling. They could come back at you and say something else. But
that's that left-wing paternalism. Big white.
Oh,
daddy,
yeah.
Big white daddy knows best.
Yep.
That came. Everyone. We all got to understand that we could expect censorship from the right wing.
Mhm.
Over time. We know that's where it's going to come from. But to expect it from the left wing, from the politically correct people in the campuses, especially the Eastern Ivy League campuses, that caught me by surprise. Right, sir?
So, wait, what? What? What did George Carlin just say? Anyway, George Carlin digress.
bro, these guys let you say whatever you want, bro. The irony of him saying that at the exact same time, they are literally kidnapping people off the street and locking them up.
Oh yeah, so that's the gist of it. So here's the interview on the podcast. It's an hour and a half long, right? And he said that in that clip, that is a comedian that makes fun of the kind of switch that we have seen. Now, it's a disingenuous switch, and there's all kinds of things, and I don't agree with Andrew on some of the things, and I do think that he should see some things. But let's see if the picture that Kyle Kulinski painted of Andrew, if that's it.
A lot of time on the right, and the right's going to fucking ruin it, and they're going to say crazy fucking shit and be just as like offended and concerned as the left was. Like, you already see the protectionist behavior about like their heroes, and it's unfortunate. I hope
what
it
do
doesn't
you mean?
happen.
Like what heroes?
If you criticize Elon in any way, there are people that like knee-jerk reaction or just like, how the fuck dare you, and they try to cancel you, and they do the exact same thing that maybe they were criticizing the left of doing for the last 8 years. So, and it's just humans. It's like what we do, you know. It's a Rorschach test, right? It's like whatever you believe, you see.
Right. So that seems a little more thoughtful than, hey man, I just want to talk about free speech, man. Oh, sorry, that wasn't even close to his do. Is that better? Am I doing his comedy voice better? Anyway, let's go here.
So it's very difficult to like convince somebody to feel something different. There's that great Jonathan Haidt book. Did you ever read that? Righteous Mind or whatever?
Yeah.
This is a perfect example. Like, I didn't know that that's how our brains work, but now it makes perfect sense. We feel something, we retrofit a justification on it. End of story. So now we're having these like logical arguments with people who were never like reasoned into their position. It's like arguing with your wife. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, seriously, like, honestly.
Look, I'm sure Kyle can relate to this, right? And it's funny. He's a comedian.
Honestly, going to therapy with my wife has taught me everything about like communicating with people on the internet. When they feel something, like if you and you guys married, you guys have, okay, great.
I am. He's smart.
Yeah. So it's like your wife, you do something pisses off your wife, right? Now, is the smartest thing to do to like logically explain to her why she shouldn't be pissed off?
I have tried that many times.
How does that work? When you go,
not good, man.
hey, here are these data points that show why you shouldn't be angry.
Yeah, that That has never worked out.
You're saying she never goes, oh, you're right. That data does make me less angry.
No, I've never heard a woman say the words "you were right" in my entire life.
That's why, like, I don't believe that Ben Shapiro's actually married. Like, how could you go, like, facts don't care about your feelings and also be married? Like, you would know that feelings don't care about facts.
Right.
And you would know that's what motivates human.
Again, that seems like a different conversation than the conversation that Kyle is saying that he had, right? Shows a little thoughtfulness, seems like he's reading something. It seems like he's saying things that we all agree with and that 100% Kyle agrees with, which makes his entire thing a performative bullshit thing, which that makes me then question, is this all about his divorce from Rogan?
Very, very good point. Because what we are in now is the boat is going up this way. And what I find really interesting is there's been a lot of comedians.
So he talks about comedians owning, Kyle in his clip, he talks about comedians owning that they have been in support of Donald Trump and that Andrew specifically is going to have to own this. So that's why I'm playing this clip here, right? So Andrew is if I could speak English, I might be good at this. Andrew has to own this because guess what? He did this, right? He supported Trump. Did he though?
And I understand why. Because Kamala was such a dreadful candidate.
Yeah.
Awful. Trump was a better candidate. We can all agree.
Sure.
Can anybody disagree? Nobody wanted Kamala. Kamala couldn't win the state of California in the primary. Nobody wants her. If you want to talk about a fixes in, that's if she wins, becomes the governor of California.
But now the boat's coming up here and the right are in power and they're going to start doing some pretty dodgy things. And those comedians who've come out and been pro-Trump, that leaves you in a pretty difficult position now, doesn't it?
Yeah, it depends. Like, if you were, like, this is why I didn't go to the inauguration. I think it was very generous of them to, like, invite me.
Mm-hmm.
But I felt like showing up at the inauguration is like this endorsement of them. And like, I'm on that team specifically. I'm on Team America. So like, what's best for America? Do I have optimism about the administration more than the last one? So yeah, I'm like, I hope it works. When they bring up some tariff shit, like, I don't know if I'm financially illiterate. I don't know if tariffs work or not, but I'm like, this other shit wasn't working. Let's see if this works. Like, I have optimism. But I don't really believe in like endorsement. I don't believe in like taking a side per se, because I think it's hard to do comedy when people like know your side, know what you're already going to.
So how is this him just in there for Trump? He had Trump on his podcast. He has said that the most important, and we now know why, was to find out what Trump was going to do about in vitro fertilization and all these things that surrounded that. If you're as ancient as me, you remember that Bush 2 stopped, right? Because eggs were done or whatever. Anyway, again, seems to me to be a thoughtful human being that is not in the boat for Trump. Where was it? Yeah, okay. But so he's supposed to be, oh my God, I hate this thing. He's supposed to be this Trump guy, right? But so they have a conversation here about capitalism.
Information.
Do you think that's where the other, Francis and I love America. It's an amazing place. But do you think that's maybe where the other side of another coin comes in, which is the culture here is so obsessed with making money that people will do some pretty horrific shit as long as it makes business sense.
And it almost like feels justified.
Right.
We have a saying, I don't know if you guys have it there, but like It's just business.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
we don't have that saying.
No, we don't.
No.
But it's ridiculous saying like I could fuck you over, but like, hey, it was just business.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah.
like, no, it's not just business.
no.
Like you and I built a relationship based on what I assumed were shared values. And then you did something that broke the trust that I had in you with those values. And yeah, I think it's really up. Yeah, there is a little bit of a disconnect. You know, we all call ourselves Americans and we're in this thing together, but sometimes it seems like we have no problem taking advantage of other Americans.
Man, that sounds so freaking Trumpian. Holy shit, Kyle. What a Republican he sounds like.
And just like with the crypto rug pulls and all this kind of stuff. It's like, well, those are your countrymen.
Oh, what? What? Again, why?
Those are the people that invested in you. And yeah, they invested it based on greed. Okay, but that doesn't mean that you're allowed to fuck them over. You know, maybe they had optimism about what you were about to offer them.
Yeah. Well, no, you can be a really big fan of capitalism, but also recognize that there are extremes to it.
We yeah, 100%. I think one of the big issues in America is I was just doing the All In podcast, so I want to like credit them for this idea, but like
This is why I
I
disagree.
think the
It's
reason why a lot of
dumbest idea
Americans
ever.
feel like a lack of hope about their ability to be financially successful is it comes from, I think, like post global financial crisis. So like after, what is that, 2008?
Mhm.
In order to like get the economy going again, I think the Fed dropped interest rates to like 0%.
Yeah.
So you could get money for nothing,
Mhm.
right? And if
Yeah.
you're somebody who's like financially literate, I'm not at all, but you get levered up, right?
Mhm.
You take out as much money as you possibly can and you dump it into a recovering market that you know is going to go up.
Mm.
And I think a lot of Americans that were very wealthy did that. And then they saw insane gains in the stock market.
How is Kyle against anything that he's saying so far?
The middle class that had like what we call like 401ks and Roth IRAs. I don't know if you guys have the same thing where you're
Yeah.
from, but
We know what you
We
mean.
mean, yeah.
right. They were through these investment tools able to get some access to that. So they went up a little bit and then everybody else got left behind. I think it's very hard to believe in capitalism when it's not working for you. It seems to be working against you. Like all these people here, their wages didn't go up. They keep hearing how great the economy is. Like this shows you, and this is not to rag on the Democrats, but like it shows you how disconnected Democrats are from like actual working class people. They kept bragging about Biden's economy. They're like, Biden has the strongest economy. It's the most no. The stock market was good. The stock market does not reflect the majority of Americans.
These words could come out of Kyle's mouth himself. So why does he do this? I don't understand. I'm not going to go through this. This video is going to be long enough as it is, but that is my question. Why? Why are we doing this? Andrew Schultz is absolutely part of a group of people that are pro-America, pro-American, pro-Americans, more so, that care about people's struggle and that wants to find solution to them. And the solutions that he's looking for are much closer to Kyle than the portrayal that Kyle did with that 30 seconds or whatever, 18 seconds clip that he showed of him. Like the progressive or liberals or whatever you want to freaking call these people, they have to stop this. They're never, ever going to win anything. We're never, ever going to get back any power if you continue to push away the people that agrees with you and the things that you believe in. Anyway, thank you for watching. Take care, and I hope to see you back here again.